everyone, welcome back to our channel. And today we are talking about an interview that we had with our dear friends, Buddy and Nancy.
Well, and I think too, the challenges that come our way, that the Lord allows to come our way, they have a purpose. Mm-hmm. They always have a purpose. He's going to use it, whether it's to draw us closer to Him, whether it's to challenge us, whether it's to convict us, or whether it's for. I think sometimes some of the challenges we've been through, God has allowed us to use that with other couples. Well, we've been there. We've been through that same experience, and it was hard. So I think we ask for take away the hard places, and I think we need to be in hard places.
Yes.
At times to get to those good places, to truly understand, and with each challenge, each hard place, we get to come to know God in a very new way. We begin to see that we can trust Him. We can begin to see He is faithful. We can begin to say, as you said, the way maker. And each week while we're here, even in our individual lives, but we also get to see He is that miracle worker.
Yeah.
And He does that.
Or Nancy is talking about challenges that God will allow in our lives. And I'm curious, how do you feel like the challenges that you've had in your life has made you stronger, and God allowing those?
Yeah, I love how she said there's a purpose to the challenges. What I've seen in my own life is when I start to really depend on myself and people, God's like, okay, come back to me. And I find myself going through challenges when I'm being very independent and controlling and, trying to make my life go a certain way. And I've always seen over our marriage and my life how when I go through challenges, there is something to learn there. And I think it takes a lot of personal responsibility of asking, okay, what's my part in this, and what can I learn through this challenge, which ultimately, makes me grow and depend on God more than prior to the challenge.
It's so interesting. And what comes up for me is, I'm not saying this is true, but what is in my mind is that I'm curious if I spent 40 years, like I probably spent 40 years resisting circumstances, resisting challenges, and I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that that valley that I go into. And I'm curious, I wonder if my my wisdom and education would have been increased had I leaned into those and been like, God, what is there here for me to gain?
Yeah, totally. I think we didn't really start leaning in to see what there was to learn until about 3-ish years ago. Before that, it was someone else's fault. We were going through whatever we were going through. We were victims. A lot of times it would drive us apart rather than together. And I love that we are on the other side of that now and can really see we've had some tough things that we've been through this year. And closing down a business and, starting something brand new. That could have really been a struggle that stopped us.
Yeah.
Because it was other people's fault, right?
It could have been so much that way.
Yeah. Rather than our perspective on challenges is, okay, well, this is going to grow me and I'm going to be a better person on the other side of this challenge. How quickly can I learn what there is for me to get out of this? Taking full responsibility for my own actions and thoughts and behaviors. It gives me the empowerment to walk through a challenge together and seeking God's wisdom and what's next for us, which is so beautiful. And she said, we need to be in hard places to get to the good places. And when we get to when we're in the hard places, looking for where we can trust God, like not looking for, but knowing that we can trust God through it.
Yeah. He says he will always be with us.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when we get to the good places, being able to see what a waymaker and miracle worker that he is. And I've loved, like, this year, the challenges that we've been through have been really tough. And I look back and I'm like, we walked through that so easy. And it was because we leaned in and we were looking for where can we grow. And we grew by leaps and bounds.
We did. There's a way that I used to relate to challenges as life was happening to me.
Right.
Like when things would happen, I would feel like life is happening to me, and I became a victim, and I lost all power.
Yeah.
Because it had to do with everybody else and not me. And when it was reversed to, I see life as happening for me, that gives me all power, because it may still be a circumstance. But if I'm leaning into that as, God, what is there for me to learn out of this? And how is this for me? It's a completely different context, and it has everything to do with just a shift in my mind. It's not like anything else shifted. It shifted in my mind where I can see these circumstances as being challenges, yes, but challenges that I can work through and learn from. And it almost seems like, I don't know, it almost seems like when I learn from those, they're not as big of a challenge next time.
They're not. They're easier to walk through. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us for this conversation, and be sure to join us on the next one. Bye.
Thanks for joining us on this video. And if you feel like this would help someone else, please share it with them and give us a comment about ways that you want us to address other videos, maybe some other questions you may have.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.